Africa, your first in housing news.
Housing Development Progress. Number one and the best. Housing Development Progress. Number one. Number one. Housing Development Progress. Number one and the best. Housing Development Progress. Number one. Housing Development Progress. In Nigeria. Housing Development Progress. In Africa. Housing Development Progress. And the globe. Number one. Housing Development Progress.
Throughout human history, housing has been playing two major roles in a man's life. Economically, housing constitutes an important provision to a nation. It provides not only shelter, but also security, comfort, and dignity. It is also a social necessity because good housing enhances healthy living, which in return influences human labor and productivity. That is why the provision of affordable housing in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. Good to have you join me on today's episode of Housing Development, your go-to source for housing information in Nigeria and beyond. As always, I am Flora Ani, your housing diva. The news making rounds in the housing sector is coming up next.
Africa's largest housing and construction exhibition and conference, the Africa International Housing Show, is set to take place in a larger venue than the International Conference Center (ICC) in Abuja, Nigeria. Some of the reasons the Africa International Housing Show (AIHS) must move to a larger venue include rapid growth in participation, space limitations at the current venue (ICC), an opportunity presented by the closure of the ICC for renovations, the necessity for enhanced facilities, and the aim to ensure smooth operations and accessibility for all attendees. Over the years, the AIHS has experienced rapid growth, evolving from just 20 exhibitors to now accommodating over 400 exhibitors as of the latest count in 2023. This surge in participation reflects the increasing interest and investment in Africa's housing and construction sector. The federal government has inspected some of the ongoing housing projects across the country, reaffirming its dedication to providing affordable housing for Nigerians. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Marcus Ogumbi, reiterated this commitment during a site visit to some of the ministry's housing projects situated in Diko, Suleja, Niger State, and Karasana, Abuja. He stated that the Diko prototype housing has a total of 232 housing units, comprising 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 1-bedroom semi-detached units, and was co-founded by the Federal Mortgage Bank, FMBN, and the ministry, while that of Kasana consists 4 blocks of 4-bedroom flats, 4 3-bedroom flats, and 16 2-bedroom flats. Experience housing and construction development at its peak as Africa's largest housing and construction exhibition and conference, the Africa International Housing Show, moves its venue to the stunning National Stadium in Abuja, Nigeria, a bigger venue than the International Conference Center (ICC) to expand opportunities for exhibitors and attendees. The Africa International Housing Show is boldly advancing innovation by extending into a 6-day event from July 20th to July 27th, 2024, accommodating more exhibitors to showcase groundbreaking products and ideas. This year, the end of conference dinner and awards night will be held at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton in Abuja. The decision to relocate the Africa International Housing Show AIHS to a larger venue comes from several factors. These include the considerable increase in participation, limitations in space at the current venue ICC, the opportunity arising from the closure of the ICC for renovations, the need for upgraded facilities, and the goal of ensuring seamless operations and accessibility for all attendees.
For more housing, finance, and construction news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. The managing director of AG Mortgage Bank, Ngozi Onyemuwa Anyugo, has stated the bank's commitment in changing the narrative of mortgage banking in Nigeria by incentivizing home ownership for Nigerians in this exclusive interview. Take a listen.
Take the first step. You that wants to own a home, you take the first step. But we at AG Mortgage Bank, we are trying to encourage you to do that. Two things we want to do. One, we are coming to the market with a savings plan, a savings product that will incentivize savings, that will give you the opportunities to save online in a friendly, convenience, cost-effective, profitable manner. You use that to do a whole lot of things, individual things, family things, community things, building, getting yourself a house. We are also coming up with another product that is targeted at home buyers, particularly first-time home buyers, creating that platform for people in Nigeria, particularly the youth in Nigeria, in the diaspora, wherever you are. We are creating that platform, a mortgage platform, that will enable you consistently save for 18 months. At the end of the 18 months, we promise you a house in an area where you have chosen based on the data we had collected from you. Okay. Two things will happen. One, as we are clustering those who need homes, some in Ibadan, some at Lekki, some in Ikeja, we are also aggregating developers to come into this scheme, who will build houses as defined by these people in the scheme. For this scheme, in the first 6 months, you save, you can take your money. But after 6 months, we lock you in. We lock you in and then watch you in the next 1 year, how diligent you are in making your remittances. That determines whether you can service a mortgage. And if you go through that, our commitment is to give you a home at the end of the day. Thank you for having us, and I do promise you that what we have in the pipeline will change the narrative of mortgage banking in the next 24 months.
Hello, my name is Casey Arrest. I'm the Executive Director of the Centre for Affordable Housing Finance in Africa. We're based in Johannesburg, South Africa. Please keep watching Housing Development Programme. It's a great show.
Welcome back. Right after the break, the former General Manager Corporate Communications of AEDC will be joining me to talk about the recent hike in electricity tariff. In November 2013, the federal government privatized all generation and 11 distribution companies, with the federal government retaining the ownership of the transmission company. This was to improve efficiency in the sector. However, since privatization, the grid has collapsed more than 140 times. According to the Energy Progress Report 2022 released by Tracking SDG 7, despite years of public investment, the country has the lowest access to electricity globally, with about 92 million persons out of the country's 200 million population lacking access to power. To analyze the power sector and the incessant grid collapse, I've been joined by Mr. Bode Fadipe, the former General Manager, Corporate Communications, AEDC. He is also the CEO of Sage Consulting and Communications Limited. Good to have you on the studio.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. So what are the primary factors contributing to the incessant collapses of the national grid in Nigeria?
I think put bluntly, one of the fundamental reasons is the issue of liquidity. Liquidity has been a challenge right from time. The market has not been able to recover the appropriate cost of selling the product. It has always existed on one form of subsidy or the other, which in itself had not been provided for. At a certain point, NEC got to a point where it was able to manage the subsidy, that what it was recovering was just, what it was not able to recover was just negligible. In other words, it was able to do up to 90%. But when the economy began to spiral, then that in itself affected it so much so that the provision for subsidy got to about 10% of the national budget. Things got to the point where we had about 2,900% increase in the subsidy, and nobody can survive that. So one of the principal problems with the sector is that it has not been able to recover the appropriate price as a result of a lot of thinking that, okay, one, is electricity a commodity or a social amenity, a social service? And the reality on ground is that electricity is a commodity, even though it has social amenity component. But there is investment, and the investment has to be recovered, and people have to pay to get to recover that investment. So a principal reason is the issue of liquidity funds. The second one again is what I call we doing ourselves as Nigerians, vandalism. We go and vandalize public power supply, public assets, and we are unable to continue to supply electricity as is supposed to be. So those two principal reasons are there for us as some of the factors that are affecting the sector.
What solutions should the government, more measures should the government put in place to avoid this incessant, national grid collapse and all that? I
think government has recognized the need for more solutions, and government has taken concrete steps. We must give credit to former President Muhammadu Buhari for signing the amendment of the Constitution that gave access to the state government to become players in the power sector. Either to they were sitting on the fence, and no sooner than the current administration came in than Mr. President assented to the new Electricity Act, which now gave state governors the open check to be players in the value chain. Generation, they can be there. Transmission, they can be there. Distribution, they can be there. I think as of 2 weeks ago, I know I read in the media that about 12 states, which is about 1/3, about 12 states have approached the Regulatory Commission to say, look, we want to be players. I know that there are some states that have signed into law their own electricity law. I know of Enugu State. I know of Lagos State. I know of Oyo State. I think Plateau State. Osun State is doing something. Edo has always been there, and quite a number of them like that have signed into law their electricity, their electricity policy. Enugu, for instance, I am very sure, even right now, they have a regulatory commission that is supposed to, that is like the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission that is supposed to regulate the electricity market in Enugu State. And they have even appointed their commissioners. So you can see that states are taking advantage of the liberalization. Now, that's in policy area. Another thing that government has to do even before the states begin to liberalize, begin to become full players in the market, is that government should allow the full price for the commodity, because without that liberalization of pricing of the commodity, incentive will not be there to invest in the market. Investors must have a clear path of the recovery of their investment. The return on investment must be very clear, that if I put XYZ amount of money in the sector, I must be sure that it can come back to me. I know that government has the thinking. And why is it that we are talking about government? Because it is government's responsibility to provide an enabling environment. If government says, no, I cannot allow you to charge this amount of money, then you cannot do it, because government has the law to be able to regulate. So that clear path of return on investment is very, very important, absolutely important, until we can get to the point where everybody will now have 20 hours of power supply, and then we can say we are charging the right price and we are developing this sector.
All right, so thank you so very much for your time on the program. We do appreciate it. I've been speaking with Bode Fadikpe, the CEO of Sage Consulting Communications Limited, and also the former General Manager Corporate Communications of AEDC. Moving on, providing quality road infrastructure facilitates the growth of businesses and create employment opportunities that can promote economic development. The availability of good roads also help to improve citizens' quality of life and facilitates economic activity. This cannot be said for the residents of Dogongada community and the local Goma houses of the Federal Capital Territory. Ebenezer Anokam, our reporter, will fill us in on the plight of the Dogongada residents.
Residents in the Dogongada community in the local Goma district of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have called for urgent government intervention concerning the collapsing state of the road linking the community to the metropolis. The culvert, which is on the access road that links the local Goma village, popularly known as the Dogongada community, to the Ring Road 2, is collapsing and has been described by many as a disaster waiting to happen. Housing TV Africa is on ground here at the only access bridge which is linking the Dogongada community to the rest of the Abuja town. We can see that there are already roadblocks that have been mounted, which is stopping cars from passing. The road is currently in a depleting state, and residents here are calling on the government for urgent intervention. We had the opportunity to speak to some of the residents of the Dogongada community to get their opinion on how life is plying through this road every day. This is what some of the residents had to say.
Before now, this bridge getting as worse as it is now, we have been facing challenges. Sometimes when there is rain, like this heavy rain, the rain will cover up to that moment, up to that point, cover the bridge entirely, and the people will not go in, people will not go out till when the rain subsides. But now, as you can see, the bridge has broken already, and what we are witnessing now is not funny at all. It's not funny. As you can see, they have blocked it. Cars are no longer following here, only machines. Still, they blocked it for the motorcycle not to follow, and still they are finding their way.
This our bridge for here. So this bridge don't chop more than almost every year. You must chop person. So we there with a cry every day. Nobody carry on to do us this bridge. I beg, with the big government now, I beg. See the bridge now, you don't go down now. Water don't finish them.
Seriously, for this road, river, we suffer a lot because we need government to come and support us. We are suffering for this place. This river is every year, it chop like 2 people, 3 people every year. Even they carry motor. Like now, as this bridge caught here, nobody will fit pass here. Now we Okada the manager so that we can fit the manage pass. If not, no any other road to come out, go town.
No, actually, the bridge has already collapsed, you know, but if there is no fast intervention, we might not have another road to walk on. This is the only road we can pass.
As you can see right behind me, you can see that it's not easy for residents coming in and out of the Dogongada community every day. We've heard from residents and we've seen by the underground assessment in this bridge that urgent government intervention is needed. Dogongada is a community that is mostly affected during the rainy season. Urgent government intervention is needed to stem these tides and restore this road so that residents can easily ply this route. Ebenezer Anukam reporting.
Hi, I'm Bob Weinsheng, CEO of iBuild Global. Keep watching the Housing Development Program.
We do hope the relevant authorities will come to the aid of the residents of the Dogongada community in Abuja. We'll also beam our searchlight on Gbagalape community. Gbagalape is a border town between the Federal Capital Territory and Nasarawa State, and the community could be accessed through a hilly, rough and bumpy road network. Let's get to see the plight of this community.
The story of Gbagalape, a community in Abuja Municipal Area Council, is another tale of unbearable living conditions. Though various interventions have been undertaken in the past, the pressure on basic amenities is leaving the community on the edge. Housing TV Africa paid a visit to the Gbagalape community, an Abuja suburb, in a bid to have a first-hand glimpse of the current state of living conditions in the area. Findings show that residents are struggling with limited access to basic amenities such as water, good roads, electricity, and other housing necessities. Starting off in the Ongwantive area of the community, the chief, Zaki Peter Evase, stated that among other cogent issues in the community, water supply and drainage systems in the area were deteriorating every day.
We have lights, but light didn't come all the time. So we have lights. Our problem is that the center load is we need a drainage, and again the area council give us a borehole, but the borehole is not powered. We need this engine that is to power the water to the community. Not everywhere the water is gone. And our main problem is that this drainage is worrying not, because we see the heat and see the environment we are living inside.
Taking a trip to the site of the only borehole in the village, various residents complained owing to the fact that they could only use the borehole when electricity was present, further lamenting that due to the poor power supply, sourcing for water had become difficult.
The only borehole here in our community, which we make use of it only when there is light, which is NEPA light. Without a NEPA light, we cannot make use of this borehole, because even the generator given to us then by our Matthew Yari, our able speaker, and the councillor representing Yanyam, is poor because there is no maintenance, nobody to take care of. And this borehole now, without this light, we cannot make use of this borehole. Like you see now, it is because there is light now that you see this woman fetching water. And see the number of women that are fetching water because there is no water in the community. This light now, they give us lights, maybe in 2 months, they give us light like 2-3 times only. And when the bill comes, it costs a huge amount of bill.
This is the only borehole we have. And once there is no light, we cannot cope. We cannot see water, we cannot see light. And once there is no light, because they say life is water, and water is life.
Our challenge is yes now is light. You see that this borehole now, like now people are fishing, but when there's light like 2 to 3 days, there's no water. And our gen is inside room, but a condition of fuel now, we cannot use the gen.
2 or 3 years back, we have a road of from Nyanyan to this place of 2 kilometers. Then extended to the chief house up to the other community side, we doesn't have such. And in terms of water, we are suffering for water, seriously. It is just few Nigerians that are here that get a borehole that we're getting from their places.
Moving down to the Guagalape Center, the Ongwambagi area, where the indigents reside, the case is not just about scarcity of water, but a host of other challenges to decent living conditions. From the access roads to light, water and other conditions, residents are clearly not happy about the housing conditions.
There is nothing that is here. And you do ask of water. We don't have water here. We move for about 10 to 15 miles away from here that we can get water from the Nav Valley Estate water that we get from here. That is where our people get water. If you must have a comfort water. And other borehole that individual manage to have here, that is the only means of sustainability for us here. But that of the government amenities is absolutely zero.
The water issue here is very, very, very bad for us. And in terms of lights, we don't used to have lights in this community because the light doesn't come as normal. So that is what I see about the issue of light here and the water. The water here, before we used to fetch water, free water here, but now they are buying water as if we don't know what to do with money anymore.
And we have been suffering for many things a lot in this Guagalape here. Number one, we have road issue. Secondly, water and other things in our community here. Light, we have much more light issue. Like our facility now that we are managing for now, we have no good road into the facility for now. So we are begging on behalf of the government. Politics have been coming to this Guagalape here, and we found nothing good about them. They may come here and promise us after the election they are coming to do a road for us, do our hospital, to do other things for us, but there's nothing has been done.
An on-the-ground assessment shows that residents in the Guagalape area of the FCT are subjected to difficult living conditions. Various cogent challenges span from lack of access to water, electricity, access roads, among others. Considering the ever-growing population of the community, urgent government intervention is needed to alleviate the hardship of the residents.
Every Nigerian deserves decent, quality and affordable housing in a safe and conducive environment. The residents of Guagalape community are calling on the government to come to their aid and better their living conditions. I will be back in a moment.
Let's go. Let's go.
Huh? What is it again?
Oga, and they drive this car, my mind no dey. My landlord is on my neck.
Your landlord again? I thought I have told you this before. Get a mortgage, register with NHF scheme, and get a home up front. What is so difficult about this?
Oga, I will do just that. See, I will shame that my landlord. Mortgage.
At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. The 18th African International Housing Show is fast approaching. Are you into real estate, construction, furniture making, home decor, mortgage finance, security gadgets, and equipment? Then African International Housing Show is the best place to be come July 20th to 27, 2024 at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Yes, you heard right. This year's AIHS will hold at the National Stadium, Abuja to accommodate all international and local exhibitors, ensuring that no one is left out due to space constraints. Now mark your calendar, 20th to 27th July 2024 at Moshood Abiola National Stadium. AIHS will be holding. Now here's a quick one from the organizers of AIHS. That's it on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. Know that there is always more on housing development, so keep a date, same time next week. I remain Flora Ani, your housing diva. See you soon.
TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
60,000 Ghana cedis for one bedroom house. That comprises of the roof, the floor tiles, and the doors. Okay. If you want us to do all the finishing like what you are seeing here, excluding my TV and my chairs, that one is 90,000 Ghana cedis. We'll do all the finishing, wiring, the plumbing work, everything.
All this in 72 days?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Hi, so I have included some timestamps in the description below. Definitely check those out so you can skip to any parts of the video that you're more interested in if you don't have time to watch the entire video. According to the UN, by the middle of the century, the Earth is going to be covered with over 12 billion tons of plastic waste. Each year, over 8 million tons of waste are deposited in our oceans, which converts to a garbage truck per minute. Plastics littering the streets of Accra have been an issue to all of us for many years. But to Nelson Boateng, this presented an opportunity to do something amazing and change the narrative. Nelson Boateng is using our plastic problem to solve our housing deficit. We currently have a housing deficit of over 2 million units, which is expected to grow to over 5.5 million in the coming years. Nelson uses plastic waste to create affordable homes and affordable construction materials. Hi Nelson.
Hi.
So I'm really excited to have the